It was like God Almighty. She took her hand and she smacked the shit out of me. Hey boos, welcome back to my channel. So as you see by the title, this is just going to be like a part 2 to my being taken away story, but this is just going to give you like my foster care experience. This is actually a long experience, and hopefully this video is not that long. I don't want to like it's like I don't want to miss details, but honestly I filmed this before and I lost all footage and the video was super long. So because I'm filming it the second time, hopefully I don't miss everything, and hopefully I can kind of like paint the picture. But telling my life in just a 10-minute video is just not going to work, but bear with me. So if you have not seen part 1 of this video where I talked about how I got taken away and the early years of my life, you can click, I think it's right here in the corner, you can click this icon and you'll be able to go to part 1 before you move to this segment. But if you've seen it, then let's get right into it. So after I got taken away from my parents, my 2 brothers and I were placed into a group home, and this was like a Catholic nun group home. This group home really was like routine, and again with nuns, I think everybody was on medication. We had like school to go to during the day, then we had prayer, then we had, it was like a whole routine thing, and it was so new to me. I'm like, what the hell is this? I absolutely hate it, did not like it at all. At the time I was like 6, my youngest brother was 4, and then the oldest one who was with me was 8. So it was 4, 6, and 8. So I did tell you guys I had 3 other siblings, other than the one that were in a group home. They were grown, living their lives, had children of their own. During the time when we was in this first group home, I did have my eldest brother. He came and took us out of the group home, and we stayed with him. My memory doesn't, hold me too well, but I think maybe like a couple of weeks we stayed with him. He had his own family. He had a daughter who probably was my age, a little younger, a year younger. He had a newborn baby on the way, and he just got married and such, but it didn't go too well. His wife basically told him, it's me or your siblings, and unfortunately he chose his wife and put us back. At that point, my brother, the one who's 8, him and I came up with a plan, and we was like, you know what, we're gonna fuck this place up, and we're gonna feel and they're gonna assume that we so bad we need to go back to our parents, and they're gonna send us home. So that's what we did. We terrorized that group home. I mean, we tore it up. Unfortunately, that was the worst plan. Because it was 2 boys and a girl, they decided to move me from the group home, and they put me in an all-girls group home. I don't have too many memories on an all-girl group home. I just knew it was the worst. I didn't fit in, and I didn't like it. So following the all-girls group home, I was placed into my very first foster home. So this is where my life started to really turn. This is where I really started to fight to find myself, find God, and really just understand what was going on. This particular foster home, it's hard to talk about, and I hope I don't cry, but I was abused so bad in this foster home. When I tell you guys abused, I mean, this lady was so evil to me. This was my first set of abuse. I never experienced abuse, and even with my biological parents, never, ever, ever. This lady just was the one who felt that she could just abuse me and put her hands on me. When I say abuse, I mean I've been smacked, I've been kicked, I've been pushed down steps, I've been locked, she just did so much to me. For someone who never even, I witnessed abuse. I witnessed my dad beat my mom, but nobody's ever physically placed their hands on me. My family weren't like that. And to visit a complete stranger and for her to feel okay with smacking me, for her to feel okay with kicking me, for her to feel okay with pushing me and punching me, I just didn't understand why God was putting me through that. And it got so bad. I remember one time she wanted me to go do something, and I was walking down the steps and she was coming down behind me, and I guess I wasn't walking fast enough, and this lady literally kicked me down her wooden steps. And when I tell you, I'm just flipping and flopping and flopping and hitting the corner and then going down, I was just like, wow. Even if I would just talk, or she felt like I was smart at the mouth, it wasn't like no pop in the mouth. It was smacking the shit out of me. Like, she legit would have fun with me. You know what I mean? Like I was some fucking toy. And one day I got so fed up. I mean, I was so over it. I felt like God was not answering my prayers. I just felt like God had something out to get me. You know, in my mind, I felt like God wasn't real, because if he was real, he wouldn't put me through this. We had a daycare provider that my foster mom would drop myself and her daughter off to after school or before school. And I really had fell in love with this daycare provider. She was an older lady. She was a first lady. Her husband was a pastor. I really fell in love with her, and I found that I was venting a lot to her, letting her know what this foster lady was doing to me. And one day I had mentioned to her, if you could adopt me, I would be so happy. She was so nice to me, and she would just tell me, you know, continue to do what you gotta do, and, you know, just be a good kid, and I'm sorry that she's doing this to you. So one day following you know, following her kicking me down the steps and just random ass abuse, I couldn't take it no more. And I woke up that morning, and I knew that day I was going to kill myself. So I literally went downstairs. I grabbed the biggest knife I could find, and this knife was huge. I mean, sharp and huge. And I ran upstairs to the bathroom because I didn't want nobody to catch me. For sure, it was like I knew this was what I was doing. I didn't want to be stopped at all. When I ran upstairs, I locked myself in the bathroom, and I literally was just crying. I was crying. Like, you ever cry, your eyes just get blurry, you can't see shit. I was crying, and I really was just like, you know, God, I'm sorry, and I'm sorry that you forgot me, and I'm sorry that, you know, I had to go through this, and I'm sorry that I'm a bad child, and I'm sorry that I'm really going to take my life, but I feel like this is what you want me to do because I cannot take it. And honestly, I really was trying to decide, how should I kill myself? Should I just stab myself, or should I just slit my wrist? Which one? Finally, I said, you know what, I'm just going to stab myself. Like, just stab yourself and get your last cry out and just go for it. And as I go to stab myself, I couldn't move. I could not move. I literally did this, and it stopped. It stopped. Following the suicide attempt, I never told anyone. One day, she just really, I don't know what it was. She just really flipped on my ass. So one day I come home from school, and she was like super quiet to me, but she was nice. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to get here. I'm going to do my homework, and then I'm going to eat, and this and that. She was like, okay, good, and this and that. So she tells me go in the room. She says, go in the room, take all your clothes off. So I said, okay. She said, take your clothes off, put your robe on, meet me downstairs. So I go upstairs and do it. I get completely naked, put my robe on, meet her downstairs. So she says, okay, go in the basement. I'm going to come down there and take your homework. I said, okay. Go down in the basement. I'm sitting there waiting. Nobody comes. So I'm waiting 20 minutes. She didn't come. I noticed I'm waiting 45 minutes. This lady still ain't come. An hour passed. And at the point in the basement was really dark. And I'm like, why has she not come? Like, what's going on? An hour passed, an hour and a half passed, 3 hours passed. Finally, I get up and I turn the light on, or I was looking for the light or such. Oh, the light wouldn't come on because she unplugged it. And it was so dark down there. So I'm like, how the fuck, like, why is this light not coming on? I don't know how I found the plug to the light to plug it up and turn the light on. I found it. Oh, it hurts my heart when I think about that, because I really can't remember how I found the plug. Think of a basement, and it's so dark. And I knew where the light was at, but it wouldn't turn on. And I was like, how? It's so dark. It's so dark. It's so dark. And I could not figure out where the fucking plug was at. Like, I could not. It was like, and I was so scared because, you know, again, I'm a kid. I'm in the basement. It's dark. I'm scared. But just to think about it now, how the fuck did I find the plug, the outlet to put it in? Moving forward, I find the plug, and then I run upstairs, and I go test the door. It's locked. I'm like, it's locked. So when I noticed the door was locked, I was like, oh fuck, like she forgot I'm down here and locked the damn basement door. So I'm a legit banging bitch. Like, I'm I'm banging, 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 bang. She never came to open the door, and at this point I knew she was blatantly ignoring me, and I'm screaming, I'm like, help me, help me. help, somebody get me out of here. I'm screaming and nobody came for me. Finally, about 6, I can't remember if it was 6 or 8 hours later, needless to say, it was the next morning. She comes downstairs, she unlocks the door, and she walks away. And as she unlocked the door, I come out, I was like, you had me locked down there, do you know that? She completely ignored me and went to her room. I think I disturbed her sleep and she couldn't hear it anymore, so she was like, let me just let her out. I went to school the next day and that was it. I stayed with her for 3 years and 8 months. That was it. That was my last straw. I could not do it. Told my counselor to call my social worker. Got her on the phone. Told her what happened. I was out of that foster home the next day. I never had to go back there again. The lady lost her license. I really wished that more happened to her. But she lost her license. And I left that place. I remember my social worker asking me, you know, do you have somebody in mind that you can go to? It was really weird that the social worker asked me that, but I was like, my daycare provider, like, see if she could take me and watch me. We go to my daycare provider's house and, you know, she agreed that, okay, she can watch me and she'll go through the process of becoming a foster parent. She did. Because they were so closely related, her daughter was still coming to the daycare. And then she knew that provider way before she knew me. They had like a nice relationship. When the foster parent knew that the daycare provider had took me in, she decided to give her this whole rundown. She's disrespectful. She talks back. She rolls her eyes. She don't do her homework. She likes to get smart. She likes to ignore you. She likes to, gave her the rundown on all the mean things. You know, when you tell somebody that, they start to look for that in you. Like, they look for that. They want to see it. So I would see, you know, living with my daycare provider as time went on, she would say, such and such told me you would do this, and such says you were like this, and you would act like this, and I'm not having that. Needless to say, I got to this foster home, and guess what? She was abusive too. She beat my ass too. And hers was the worst. I mean, when I tell you smacks, and she was from North Carolina, I really felt like she was abused by her mom because she took out so much on me. When I tell you her smacks didn't even leave the palm of my goddamn face. I mean, her palm didn't leave my face. It was all the way through. It was, when I tell you she would pinch my skin and twist and wouldn't let that bitch go until she done talking. I am dark skinned. I mean, these lights, but I'm dark skinned. When my skin bruises, that's, come on, man. She was just another one who abused me, and I just did not understand why in the fuck do these people feel like they can just hit me. And I really felt like that was just the whole thing of foster home. People just take you and beat you the fuck up. One time she told me go dump the trash, and I went to go dump the trash. And I left a paper towel, like a balled up piece of paper, in one of the trash cans downstairs. Totally forgot, must have overlooked it. I'm walking with the trash in my hand, and I'm going to go, I had just came back, from outside from dumping trash. She comes to me and she says, you left a paper towel in the trash can downstairs. I said, okay, I didn't know. What? I didn't know I left a paper towel in there. I just dumped all the trash. I didn't know. Well, go downstairs and go take it out. Instantly, I got pissed. You want me to go downstairs and get a paper towel that I didn't mean to leave to go take it outside to the trash? I'm not doing it. When I said I wasn't doing it, this bitch, it was like God Almighty. She took her hand and she smacked the shit out of me. I mean, that motherfucking smack, excuse me, I'm cussing, but that smack hurt. When she smacked me, I did like this. And I held it for a good 7 seconds. And my ass came back with the smack. Oh, I came back with that. Oh, I smacked her up. It was the back end. I came back with that smack because, one, I was fed up. I couldn't believe that she had smacked me because I left a paper towel in the trash can. And she smacked me that hard. And then, two, I was so fed up. So she smacked me so bad, I smacked her ass back and I told her, don't you ever put your hands on me again. And she held her face in awe. I mean, honey was shook. She was so shook. Did you just smack me? Yeah, I did. Don't you ever touch me again. And I walked away. Now, of course, because I smacked her, I was punished. And then, you know, just the whole living situation got worse. I couldn't do anything, couldn't go nowhere, always had to do chores, was no homework. I didn't give a fuck. Don't smack me. She still continued to put her hands on me. I never put my hands on her back. But then time was coming where it was kind of like I had already been in the system for 7 years, 6 months, going on 8. And they wanted, it was just like, what are we going to do with this kid? My social worker asked me, did I want her to adopt me? I told her no. I absolutely didn't want, I just didn't want it. At one point I was like, yeah, I do. And then she told me, she said, okay, well, I have this adoption expo to go to, and these are like potential parents looking to adopt children, and we'll set you up to go to that. And I said, okay. So I went to this adoption expo, and my siblings were there. Well, my 8-year-old, the one that's 8, he was there, my brother. My youngest one wasn't there, I don't recall, but I do remember him being there, and we reconnected, and we was playing basketball, and we were having fun, just playing basketball and normal stuff. And then my caseworker comes to me and she says, I have somebody for you to meet, so, you know, just continue to play around, but when the person gets here, I'll let you meet them. So I said, okay. So I went off to the corner, I think, just to stand there. And I'm just sitting here like, ain't nobody looking at me. I'm not looking for nobody. Like, I just was there. I really had no hope in nobody finding me or scouting me or me talking to anyone. I finally see this lady walk in, and when she walked in, I was like, And for some reason, across the room, she caught my eye, and I caught hers. And it was just crazy. I see her, she see me. I don't even know this lady. I have no clue who she is. And I literally just walked to her, and she walked to me, and I said, how you doing? And she said, I'm good. How are you? And we just started talking, and that is my mom. That's Barbara. That was my mom. It really was weird that we found each other in the room, just across the room, started talking. And when we started talking, my caseworker came to me and she said, Barbara. She said, well, Natisha, this is Miss Brooks. I wanted you to meet her. And Barbara said, and she said, Barbara, this is the young lady that I was telling you about. My mom said, I know, we already, look, you late. We done already got this started. And she was so shocked. We hit it off so well right there. And I told her at that point, I said, you gonna be my mom. I told her that day she was gonna be my mom. And I'm here. Okay, guys, so that was just my foster home, group home story, which is part 2. I told you guys I was going to give you 3 parts to this. The last part was going to be the adoption, and that's actually not going to be too long, so I will give the adoption part. And a lot of you guys want like updates. Do I still keep in contact with my mom and dad? Do I talk to my siblings? Just like some updates on that, and I know that's going to be like the most wanted part, so I'm going to include that into part 3 of this, because the adoption is really simple, so I don't want to prolong this and keep you guys waiting. It's been like a month since you had the last video, so I hope that you all enjoyed this part 2 of my adoption story. This was probably the worst part. Like I said, just going through the abuse and those families, that was just the absolute worst. But I really made it through, and I think those were the testaments on how I became so strong, and my skin is so tough, and I'm just like this very confident, no bullshit, no tolerance woman. Like, I think that's where I built that tough skin at, and I started to really like become myself. Granted, I was so young, but I really just had to like, it's like survival of the fittest. You're on your own, you know. I had nobody to really care for me, so I had to care for myself. Hence the reason I just don't take shit from people today. And I'm so like headstrong, aggressive, like that's just me. Hey guys, anyways, I don't want to make this any longer than what it is. Go ahead and give me a thumbs up. I'm NeneTanae to all my new subbies. Hey boos. I will see you guys in part 3, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye y'all.